Lavav. Here we find 4 veterans of kids ministry. These giants of the faith are relaxing after yet another incredible day of ministering to the children who hung on to every word that came from their mouths, didn't take toilet breaks, and spoke only when spoken to. Let us join them as they discuss the events of the day.
Cotties, anyone?
Oh, yes. Yes, please. I'm exhausted.
And what year is it, David?
It's a 2012.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
That's a
It's a
great
wonderful
year.
vintage.
Oh,
isn't it?
very good.
It's a great year.
Ooh,
And I
yeah.
hope everybody likes his full strength.
Oh.
No dilution for you.
Of course, right? Right?
Dilutions for children.
That's right. Oh, man, that'll put hairs on your chest. Right? Whoa. I'm up now, right?
Listen, it was a marvelous church service today, Squid. Congratulations.
Well, you know, aren't they all nowadays?
Yeah.
I got more volunteers than I know what to do with.
No.
All of them rocked up in their uniform, on time,
Yeah.
on the right morning,
Yeah.
right? And I've got a facility which would make Modesto wet its pants.
Oh,
Seriously.
Yes, of course.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Oh, baby.
Cry to its mother.
Hello.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Now, but Square, what would one expect, obviously, with our spiritual maturity and our obvious gifting? It's only likely that everything we touch should turn to gold.
Or possibly platinum.
Bully.
Yeah. That's the stuff.
Well, let's think back a little bit, boys. Do you remember the days when we were just young and fresh and just starting out? We barely knew how to run a church service for kids.
Wow,
Oh,
how to
yes.
run a church service for kids that was any good.
Yes.
Running a church service for kids that hadn't any games or any toys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or kids.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. But,
Those were the days.
oh, they were, but boys. Let me reminisce for just a second.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
I remember way back when, my very first old microphone,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
handed down from the youth department. And that thing didn't even work, baby.
Well, you were still lucky.
Really?
Well, I would have dreamed of a microphone. We had basically could only muster a rolled up piece of newspaper.
Well, he was lucky, you were lucky. We didn't even have newspaper. We just had to rely on our vocal cords.
Vocal cords? Vocal cords.
Yes.
You were lucky. Our entertainer only spoke exclusively in sign language.
In sign language, huh?
Yeah.
You were lucky. Our children's entertainer had a terrible, horrible speech impediment.
Oh, it's awful.
terrible.
Oh, gosh.
Jump off a cliff. Wow.
Just kill me now.
Kill everybody.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Now,
Unbelievable.
gentlemen,
Wow.
in spite of all this, my senior pastor did always say, it's not about what you have.
Yeah.
It's about where you're going.
Wise, wise
Very-
man.
very wise.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, you see, it's true because that's all I had to rely on. I mean, we had nothing. We had to run our services in an abandoned school building that was infested with mold.
Well, you were lucky to have a building. There we were, all age groups in one single room that was used midweek for Russian pet taxidermy. We were stuffed.
You think you were stuffed? I had to run our church meeting in a hallway, which I had to share with a Hungarian underwater acrobat who was an angry drunk. I'm telling you, he was nasty.
Squirt, a hallway. We used to dream of having a hallway. We used to run our service in an abandoned mine 4-hour bus drive away. Every kid had their own hard hat. And, you know, a building would have been luxury.
That's amazing.
Building.
Building! You're lucky to have a building?
You had the building.
You had the building, remember? We're reminiscing.
Remember? Building.
Because when you said it was a building,
We don't have a building, but you had a building.
I had a building?
bully!
Hey! Chink, chink.
Bound to happen.
Woo!
Look, when I say building,
Yeah.
Building?
what I really meant is just a hole in the ground covered by a tarpaulin. But to me, it was a building.
Let me get this straight, my friend. My friend with a terrible memory. You may have had a hole in the ground. I was evicted from our hole in the ground. We had to sign up. Wait, can we get some more of this? Woo! We had to have our kids' ministry. What's in that? We had to have our kids' ministry in an active volcano.
Volcano.
Volcano, baby.
I always dreamed of having a volcano. I always dreamed of it. We had to run our services in an incredibly difficult way.
He's having a flashback.
Tell us what that way was.
Well, we had to put 250 kids in a shoebox in the middle of the road.
Oh, cardboard?
I told you terrible. Yes, cardboard.
Cardboard? Oh, cardboard! Let me tell you, you were lucky. We had to run a children's ministry in a paper bag in a septic tank. We had to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning, clean the paper bag, run 10 one-hour services with nothing but a mouldy sock puppet named Cecil, and flannel graph that was so cheap it was disintegrating and giving our kids respiratory problems.
You were lucky. I used to have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We used to have to run 11 1.5-hour meetings in an active volcano, which I used to have to clean around the inside with an old handkerchief. And all I had to play with all the kids was half a box of old, rotten rat's intestines and a flannel graph that was so old. It was so old! Didn't even have pictures of the New Testament.
Now, you were lucky.
Oh.
We had it tough. We had to get up at midnight, get out and clean the road with our tongues, work 24 hours, run 15 3-hour services with nothing but a paddle pop stick puppet named Terry and a flannel graph that was so dirty that when any volunteer touched it, they automatically contracted eczema.
Lucky, win the lottery lucky. We were itching for eczema. We had to get out of bed at 10 o'clock at night, half an hour before we went to bed. Clean all of your services before you got up with nothing but a broken toothpick, and run 44 58-hour services with nothing but a dead goldfish. It was cold and it was gold. A bootleg copy of Salty the Singing Songbook gangster rap album. And flannel got so flammable when two pieces touched together, the whole building burst up into flames and everybody died a slow and horrible death, including me, which I was most disappointed about.
tell the young kids pastors of today that? They don't believe you.
No, they
No,
don't.
no,
they
not
don't.
at all.
Not
They
at all.
don't.
No.
Lights down, seriously.
Fade to black.
Come on.
It's a black.
Yeah.